How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are doing great. I figured I'd just do a quick little overview of vintage outfit that I decided to wear, and if you guys like how this turns out, I'll start doing it more often. So today I decided to wear a reproduction shirt that I had made based off of a 1930s clothing advertisement years ago. It was made by Natty Clothing Company. It has blue and white and gold stripes throughout it, and has a solid white collar, so it adds some separation. Almost gives a detachable collar look without it being detachable. I'm wearing a 1920s or 30s collar bar, which helps amplify the tie in relation to how it's being worn, or the relation to the garments, I should say. This tie right here was made in the 1930s, if I can recall correctly. The tie pattern is beautiful, and it is actually iridescent. So depending on how the light actually hits it, I'm not too sure how well the camera's going to pick it up, but you can actually see how it kind of shifts colors. The blue kind of changes and things like that. Beautiful patterning. The waistcoat that I'm wearing is from the 1930s. I have the matching suit jacket and trousers upstairs. The trousers that I'm wearing with this right now are actually a charcoal gray Glen plaid type of pattern that came off a 1933 through 1935 dated four-piece suit set that I had for many years, but I offloaded that suit, sold it as a three-piece just because I wanted to keep these trousers since they fit me so well. Blasphemy, I know. Now this hat right here that I was wearing, and I'll put it on for you, was made between 1900 and 1915. This is a very early Stetson, derby, or bowler hat, whichever you call them as. It's extremely rare to find a derby or bowler in gray felt. 9 out of 9 times almost, they are black in color. So to find an early Stetson in gray is pretty cool. The curl of the brim that you can actually see how it curls in on itself, that is called the Duroset curl. That art is lost to time. So modern derby or bowler hats cannot replicate this tight of a curl, which is interesting to say the least. This hat has crown vents on either side, and it is also vented right there at the top. Now if we look inside, what helps me date this hat to 1900 to 1915 is the logo that John B. Stetson Company used. This is the 1900 Paris Exposition logo. They took home an award during that exposition, and they started putting that metal design in their logo for all of their hats until 1915, when there was the 1915, I think it was the Pan Am exposition. Don't quote me on that. I think it was in San Francisco. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Now, the characteristics of this hat being a more taller derby crown and just the adornments and things like that, especially with that logo, lead me to believe that this is probably closer to 1900 in age, which is fantastic. Now if you put it on like this, set it down a little bit, you can see just how tall this crown really is. It's pretty fantastic to have an early piece of hat making. The curl on this is fantastic. So if I turn to the side, it has a beautiful profile to it, the way it just swoops. Even though it's a stiff felt hat, it has a very striking appearance in its own right. Now if we go to the coat that I was wearing tonight, it is, I'm not too sure what kind of fur, but I want to say possibly horse fur, maybe something thicker. I'm not a fur expert, so I really don't know. It was made by the Cownie Tanning Co. They were founded in 1907. So this coat was probably made between 1907 to like 1910, maybe a little bit into the teens. But this thing is warm. I've been walking around my town, which is Virginia City, Nevada. If you've never heard of that place, it is located right next to the state capitol by about 30 minutes, which is the state capital is Carson City. Virginia City is an old mining town. So we were founded in roughly 1858-59, and the mining operations here were booming all the way up until the early 1900s, 1920s, and then restarted in World War II for the war effort. We have up here the Comstock lode, which is a huge amount of silver. I mean, there's roughly a little over 750 miles of mining tunnels right below our feet. But because our town is so old, almost 95, 96% of these buildings here are actually original to those eras. So there's a lot of buildings that are that were rebuilt in 1876 from a fire. There's a few that are pre-1876, so 1875 and older. My home, for instance, is from 1876. It is pretty cool to be a history fanatic and actually live in a historical town. Now, if I go like this and I close this using these cool little toggle closures, which are awesome. I'll just do one more. I won't worry about the bottom one. Just that way you guys can see how this looks when it's somewhat closed. And I'll step back. I'll get on my toes so you guys can kind of see more of a length fit on this. This thing is comfortable. Super, super warm. The wind doesn't blow through it like it does with one of my other fur coats. So it really keeps you extremely, extremely warm. I didn't wear a suit jacket because this coat on the inside of the sleeves has this inner sleeve elastic material. So trying to wear a suit jacket, it just bunches up your arms and it's not comfortable. Show you guys a side profile of this coat. Super rad. Back profile, I'll stand on my toes once again. Has a neat discoloration in the fur. I think it's on this side, which just kind of accents the piece a little bit, if you will. With that being said, my friends, this is my turn of the century Victorian-esque winter look. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and if, like I said earlier, if you guys like this, I will keep doing little outfit overviews for all of y'all. Stay warm, have a great rest of your day, and take care, my friends. Until next time.